So the diseases that I was suffering from were the following. I had a cirrhosis liver. So that means that your liver, instead of being like this big, is this big. So you feel it in your belly. You feel like there's a balloon inside, and when you sit down, you feel like there's a big balloon which pushes on your chest from the inside. And this phenomenon started when I was a teenager, like at 16 or 17 years old, but I never noticed it because I wasn't thinking I was dying already, uh, and that was one of the main problem I was suffering from. But you have to understand that the cirrhosis of the liver can only happen if your blood vessels and your circulatory system is completely jammed. So I had very huge circulatory problems, and my circulation was very bad. I had trouble with my heart. I had irregular heartbeats. So that's just a part of the problems that I had. But the fact that my liver was sick was due to the fact that I had been constipated and unable to eliminate all the toxins that I was ingesting and eating and breathing and putting on my skin and all that kind of stuff. So all those toxins, when they enter the body, they need to get out. And since my elimination system was jammed, those toxins were just accumulating in my body, and I had bad habits like bad eating habits and bad lifestyle habits, and I was living in a smoking environment and all that kind of stuff. So it had all those factors put together with the fact that I wasn't able to eliminate efficiently the toxins that I was exposed to, causes after 5 or 6 years of chronic constipation caused that liver problem, which was very important and was one of the main challenges that I had to face in order to cure my body. That liver problem was probably one of the main sources for the other diseases or health problems that I had. So the other health problem that I had included sugar level problems, and I had like diabetes. I also had multiple chemical syndrome, which was very intense, and I was able to detect, and I was greatly affected by very small amounts of toxins. I also had a problem with chronic fatigue. I had to sleep all the time. So I also had a problem with my bones. They were like they were getting like softened, So all these problems they were coming from everywhere, and I didn't know how I would be able to get through all of them and to cure all of them at the same time. And I must say that having this liver problem helped me a lot to understand and to detect every single toxins, every single toxin that there is in our food, in our air, and in everything that we come in contact with, including our clothing and all the cream and products for the skin and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that my liver was sick gave me a kind of a sixth sense, which allowed me to detect a lot of different kind of toxins, and those toxins were categorized in my head because I was focusing on this, focusing on eliminating all those toxins, and that gave me a huge knowledge of what can impact or destroys the health of a person, and what normally is bad for your health, and what in the long-term exposure can cause diseases like cancer and all that kind of stuff. And on the other hand, learning this gave me a way to live and to work for my body in order to eliminate as much trouble as possible, as much toxin as possible, so that it can after that regenerate himself or itself, because the body never stop regenerating, and if you stop destroying it, it's gonna regenerate. And that's one of the basic concepts that allowed me to cure my body within 5 years, 3 to 5 years. And I was starting from a dead body with a sick liver, and all the problems that you can or cannot imagine. I wasn't able to sustain any effort. I wasn't able to stay up and to stay awake for more than 60 minutes. I wasn't able to eat anything because I was close to losing consciousness when eating anything that contained protein. So how did I go from this point to being cured was a huge journey, and I'm just starting to explain it, and I'm gonna continue in the next video.